Iowa, you weirdo.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I got
Oh,
lost, and one night, and
Yeah, that's super
I
lost.
ended up here.
mhm. Sam
It was
will
a dark
um,
night.
Sam will cast another spell at this time.
Hmm.
Um,
They keep all sorts of people like me here, and they're probably going to do bad things to you.
Oh,
I don't know. I don't know.
let's see here.
I don't know what
Um,
they do to guests. I guess I'm not a guest. Can't be good. I just
yeah,
warn you.
yeah. I'm like Sam's betting on like we're gonna have to like entertain them, and there's gonna be like a bidding war over like our services, and someone's gonna get to own us, and yeah, something like that. Who knows?
yeah.
Um, yeah. Right. Anyway, so Sam wants to cast a spell. Just control sound.
Okay. Yep.
Um, uh, yeah. I'm just gonna click some buttons here. It's a low spell. It's got a small purpose. It's yeah. Okay. Primary factor is duration. It is a two dot spell. It's a forces spell. So, I've got three active spells, so we're good on that. Yes. Uh, yeah, you're, I guess. Uh, three. Yeah. Okay. 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 So the intention here is to um uh modify the sound in the room so that um our voices avoid the mirror,
Okay. Yep. Just
Mm.
keep the.
and then if possible make it so that sounds from like the wardrobe and clothes can still make it to the mirror.
Yeah, you could do that.
Okay. Yes.
Just sort of muffle your own voices.
Yeah.
Nice.
So I guess like any sound coming out of our bounces around in the room such that it doesn't.
Yep. 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 Gotcha. Gotcha. Good stuff.
Okay. Three successes.
All right. Do you do that?
Okay.
It sounds no different, but you know that it is in effect.
Yep. Be like, okay, still be quiet, but our voices should not travel.
All right, good.
That's good.
Yeah, it's not a bad one. God damn, you're useful.
You have magic powers. That's cool.
So, how did you get lost in such a tremendous way?
I was a kid and I I wandered off. Um, just I always liked to play at night. I guess my parents were maybe not super responsible.
Hmm.
I I don't know. I just it was a dark night and the shadows just kept getting longer and I couldn't remember how to get home and then I ended up here.
Hmm. Oh man. Well, we are
I
We're quite interested in going back. Hmm, do you know of a way?
I
Do you
don't
know the
know.
way?
It's a you can't, even if you can get out of the castle, the forest around is it doesn't let you get away. You
Mm,
always find yourself back.
right.
I mean, I haven't tried to leave because I've got a pretty good job. Some others aren't as lucky as me.
Hmm.
And if you misbehave, then you get the worst jobs.
Mm.
And if you do them bad, then you get taken away to the garden.
Oh, the garden sounds bad.
It's underneath the castle. I've never been there, but people get taken there and they don't come back.
Hmm. The cords of yours around like Sam gestures to his neck.
Tugs on the thread. Yeah.
Um, have they ever sent you to Earth with those?
Yeah. Not
Hmm.
very often, but once or twice. But I can't. They're always watching me when I have that. And if I do anything I'm not supposed to, or if I say something, then I get yanked back. It hurts a lot. It's like the worst thing you could possibly imagine.
Damn.
It's like, I don't even describe it.
Your soul getting torn.
It's like being dragged behind a car, uh, and having bits of you just like scrape across the road,
Hmm.
Rough but across cosmos.
but like without having any skin.
Mm. Yeah, it
Hmm.
definitely doesn't sound fun.
Hmm. And so, like, kind of looking at Joey, like the cord thing is still like
Yeah, it's
trailing
kind of
behind
like
him.
drifting off of him.
Hmm.
I can, uh, when I'm here, they don't try to keep me in one place too much, because the thread, as long as it's still intact, they can pull me, they can call me where they want.
Yep. The lady just pulls, and you are there.
Yep.
Hmm.
Could be worse.
Hmm.
Yes.
Hmm.
I have to go to the feasts.
You have to?
I don't have to.
Oh, you don't have to. Okay. What's the feasts? Like, what's bad about going to them?
It's, well, I don't know. I've just heard bad things. Cooks, they get punished if they don't do well.
Oh.
Hmm.
That's the most important thing here. Feasts.
Hmm.
Are
That's
the
all they
cooks all
care about.
are the cooks all stolen too? Like, did you get any cooks?
I think so.
Oh.
No, I didn't steal any. I don't take people.
Oh.
I just get ingredients.
Okay. But do you know if the cooks are from other worlds as well?
Uh, I think so.
Hmm. Do you have any friends here?
Just
Anyone you can trust?
know people.
Dead.
They don't really like us to talk
This is
to
dead.
each other.
Hmm.
Some of the servants.
Wait, did you do the last one?
Hmm.
No, I suppose too many stolen servants talking together could cause problems for them.
He nods.
Do you know if there's any other ones like us, magical types? I think they are very interested in keeping us because of that. So I'm
Never
assuming
met
they
anyone
might.
like or
Have you heard rumors that they have ones like us?
he shakes his head.
So either we're the first, or they have us. They have ones like us kept hidden. Oh, put that up on the loft, maybe. Sorry. I'm watching my buddy play a game. Not like watching, but you know, we're in the same room. He's got a 65-inch TV. It's hard not to watch.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, I've got an inkling of an idea here. I don't have the skills to pull it off though. Uh, Joey, can you? You would get in trouble for sure, but can you activate the cord and go places whenever you wish?
I mean,
They don't let you, but
I can get places. Yeah, sort of.
Could you go
But
to Earth?
I can get places. I can go places not as well as with Cord when they send me, but I can travel through places that other people can't.
okay.
Oh, if you could get to Earth, I think or like I'm saying this to Amadine, if we could get to Earth, I think I could sever his fucking bond.
Yeah. Yeah, and I'm just trying to think like, do we need to sever it before or after?
Great, like you could definitely. There's definitely a fate magic that you can do to break that
Yeah,
thread.
no, I'm,
Absolutely, you could do that. Not
Yeah.
even a question.
yeah, I could. If he could, we could.
Cutting the thread is totally your jam.
Yup. It's just that one chick. I can't do it to that. That's like the essence
yeah,
of fate magic.
Yeah, she's like pretty powerful.
Okay.
It's like
If we were to do that trick again,
it's like trying to
where
out Christmas Santa Claus. That's fun that you would try.
if we were to do that trick again, where we hitched a ride and you went to Earth, would you be interested in us breaking the cord and not coming back?
I mean I don't know how to get back there. Maybe and I can't leave if the cord is intact because as soon as they know they'll just yank me back.
What's as soon as?
I don't know. It could be. I don't know. But they'll know.
Okay. We have ways of disguising things and delaying things.
I can help. I think I can find a way out.
All right.
But maybe I could find a way out. If I do, you can help me.
Yes, absolutely. If you can help us escape, we can help you never come back.
He sort of like nods and says, "Okay."
And if you have any useful friends that you can trust, we'll help them as well. But it has to be.
You hear a rattling at the door, and he immediately just like scampers up the wall and like sort of into one of the corners.
Yep.
Sam will move the dressing thingy back to where it was.
Actually,
before.
no. Yeah, he goes into the wardrobe and hides.
Sure. Yeah. No. The wall.
Okay, you're gonna move the wall back
Oh well, no. Wait. If Joey's gonna hide in here, then maybe.
into the wardrobe.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're gonna pick up the wall and Move it back to like where it was, the folding wall in front of the mirror.
Yeah, but if Joey's going to hide in this room, then
Oh, okay. Yeah.
right.
I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
You don't want to cut off his escape.
Right. Right. So in that case, we'll just stand up, dust off, cancel the sound spell.
Yep.
That was never here.
Yep.
All right.
Looks at the door. Do we need to like say enter or?
It takes like it's just like the door being like sort of filled with on the outside. It only takes like maybe 5 seconds for until the door creaks open, and stepping in, there is the same. It seems to be the same woman that escorted you down with the raven feathered cloak. She's accompanied by a knight, it seems, who is similarly dressed. He is wearing full plate armor, with this like black paint to it. His helmet and visor is shaped like a crow, and there are various like rows, sort of filigree across the armor, and he's got like a big raven feathered cloak as well, and a massive great sword, sort of like leaning on his shoulder.
Fey courts like to be coordinated.
Yep. They have an aesthetic, and they're sticking to it. Damn it.
They do. And they are.
So she says, "Good evening. I trust that you find the accommodations suitable."
Mm-hmm.
It was
She like steps out into the room and kind of starts walking around.
it was a much overdue bath for which I was grateful.
Good. The banquet is nearly ready. She kind of like pauses, standing in the middle of the room, kind of about where you guys were talking to Joey. And kind of, you hear a faint like...
A faint what? Was it that
a faint,
faint?
like inhale, yeah, like
Oh.
like a inhalation through the nose.
She could smell him.
I see that you have not eaten yet. She indicates the plate.
No, it's I'd be ashamed to waste good magic. A lot of effort was put into making sure we didn't need to eat or drink. If the
No matter, there will be plenty to eat at the banquet. She walks over towards the wardrobe.
Yeah, a motion to stop her would be hella suspicious. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna let's see. Is this the main handler lady? Sorry.
Yep, this is the one that identical to the person that you talked to before, so presumably the same person.
Yep. All right. So I'm gonna try and get her attention. As I asked before, I hate to cut through all your pageantry, but what is the end game here? We've been waiting for hours. We've gotten in the clothes you wanted. We got all dressed up. My end game is to leave eventually. It took us hell to get here, almost quite literally. I'm not wishing to stay as much longer. This is already 4 hours longer than I wanted to.
You are quite weary. You're not.
I felt rested. I'm a little put out that I am missing a part of my soul, I guess. But
that is quite unfortunate. Yes.
It is. But I'd rather deal with that
She's
back in my.
Stopped with like a hand on the wardrobe door. By the way.
Okay, good. I'd rather deal with that in my home realm. unless you have an infinite supply of mana I can tap into to try shit.
Hmm. Do not fear. I'm sure that you will find your home soon. But it would be great affront to the court to refuse, or great affront to the court's courtesy to refuse guests a good meal.
Like making us a good meal? Or making us
Yeah.
into a good meal?
We have no plans of that.
Well, I don't
for
know.
that.
All
I
right.
trust
Well,
that the clothing is suitable.
It's fine. It's gray. I like it.
She sort of nods and opens the wardrobe.
Shit.
She looks inside, kind of runs her fingers through the clothing. Casually, sort of looking inside through.
Yep.
You don't see anyone inside.
Okay. I don't like do the whole sitcom thing where I also go and look and expect to see someone in there because I'm not an idiot.
Yeah. So after that sort of like somewhat casual inspection of the hiding place, she kind of closes the wardrobe again and says, "Very well. Come this way." Leading you out of the room.
We should have
The,
put a time bomb in there. Like
the
some kind of
knight
spell.
who's standing by the door is like watching you like a hawk the entire the entire time you guys are going through there.
I'm the rude
You
one.
sort of like see as you kind of step out, he waits for you to go first by the door, and you make brief eye contact, and there's just like dark, soulless eyes
Oh, great.
beneath that visor.
He's been stolen as well, and they sucked his soul out.
Yeah,
I pretty
Gives
much
you
think
the
that for,
impression, like
for everyone now.
you're pretty certain that like this is the kind of person who would cut you in half without batting an eye.
Oh, yeah.
Um,
Hey there, fella. How you doing?
he does not speak.
Nope.
Classic gray.
Um,
Pushing buttons.
Yep. So, the lady leads you down the halls. That they seem to get a little bit more wider and more extravagant. There are several like gargoyle statues framing the archways, and you are aware to the growing sound of music. This similar kind of music as to what's playing, just very like slow and somber, with a bit of ominousness to it. And you come into sort of an entry hall and move to this archway to reveal a grand hall with a big old like feast hall table there. This is the first place that you've seen artificial lighting being used. There are candelabras lit with a bunch of like little candle flames, both above and surrounding, which still gives like a fairly dimly lit view of the place. It's all very gloomy.
Uh-huh.
You see at the end of the hall, there is a throne,
Ooh.
which is made out of like twisting thorns and like rosebuds. And there are like branches. It's kind of like a rose bush of black roses that was sort of like grown into a throne almost. And you see several like ravens sort of like perched about the throne, but the throne itself is empty.
All right.
There are other people in the room aside from the two that you have seen thus far now. You see another knight, and there are a number of other, what you would suspect to be like the courtesans of the court. Um, the they're all dressed in like similar things, men and women. Seems to be skewed towards women, and they're all wearing like masquerade style masks, um, with like the upper half uh, being like general sort of dark themes, like ravens. Some of them are made out of like roses, like black roses. Some are like thorns that are like wrapped and twisting enough they obscure skin,
Mm-hmm.
that sort of thing. And they all like turn and look towards you, like as one as you enter, and like and you can see that like each one of their before them, where they're seated at the table, each one has like a plate and like a knife and a fork, which they have. Some of them are like holding them in preparation. Others have just hands folded in the lap.
All right, so is the lady next to me?
She's a little bit in front of you.
All right, see, look at that. You can't tell me that doesn't look like you're gonna eat me.
Never fear, weary traveler. The food will be brought short. You have a place at the head table. And she indicates the sort of the table just sort of in front of the throne, which is perpendicular to the main table. All in all, there's probably like about 40 or 50 people here.
Yeah.
It still seems like for the size of the hall, it seems empty still, even with this number of people. Like it could easily house like quadruple the number that there is. And you are brought up to the head table by her, as she sort of pulls back the two chairs sort of at the center for you to be seated. Here you are. Well, are you going to be seated?
Yeah.
All right, sorry. What was the last thing? They asked to be seated.
Yes,
Pull the chair out, asked us to sit down.
the head table.
I'm not being like fated to sit forever, am I?
You may stand whenever you choose.
You're obviously aware that I am extremely skeptical of this entire thing.
I am.
If something happens, I'm going to give you the biggest I told you so and stern look when this is over.
You are free to be
Clear
what
to
you
her.
No, her. Like, I told you, I saw this coming, and is what will happen.
What you say matters not to me.
All right. So I sit.
So,
Okay.
how many people are in this room? Like 100?
About like 40 or 50.
Okay. They're all like looking at us.
They
something.
have kind of stopped looking at you now that you're. Well, actually, once you sit down, they stop looking at you.
Right. And you were making a ruckus, and so they were watching with interest.
Yep,
Just this guest
Yep.
was going to make a scene.
definitely.
I wasn't making a
And then-
ruckus. I'm talking to my friend here. Not you, but her.
All right. Well, Sam will sit down.
So you sit down. She sits down next to you, Gray, at the head table, and the seat next to Amadine remains empty for the time being. The Raven Knight moves clunk 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 to sort of stand back behind the throne, kind of behind you, Gray. Not like close, but like maybe 10, 15 feet behind you.
Oh yeah. Okay.
And you hear the kind of like chink as the tip of his sword rests on the ground.
Hello.
Timing wise, since you're a master of time, you know for a fact that it would probably take him about 3 seconds to step forward and attempt to chop your head off.
Yep. Great. Good.
Not that he's planning on doing that, but
If
you know that's the amount of time it would take him to do so.
Yes.
Yep. The Strands of Fate. It's a pretty good one. It's pretty possible that that's going to happen. Like,
Okay.
not the most dominant probability, but
I really need to cast prophecy,
all right.
By all means.
but I don't
How
know.
many spells can we combine?
You can combine 3 spells. Gray, you can only combine 2.
Oh.
I need a second to think about this. 3 spells, you say?
Yep.
Okay. Okay.
There is absolute silence in the hall as you sit and wait for the food. All the people are just sort of sitting.
Wait, is there no music? I say.
Oh no, there is
Oh,
music.
okay.
There's no small talk.
Gotcha. All right, so who's that? Who's sitting next to me? Is there anybody? Or
It's the same lady who guided you there.
So I mean, it's us 3 at this table.
Yep.
That's it.
There is a 4th chair that is empty, and then behind you, the throne, the Black Rose throne remains empty.
All right. How long till guest of honor?
You are the guests of honor.
Well, there's obviously a throne and an empty chair.
None sit in the Black Rose throne.
Not even the queen?
There is no queen of this court.
Oh. Did I know that?
Nope. We did not know
nope. You haven't heard any reference to a queen.
Okay. I just figured
Which
a court and all this.
that.
There'd be a
Our
queen.
mortal mythology assumed that there would be such a thing.
Right.
One would think there is even a throne,
Right.
which implies that there, should be a queen or some kind of leader, ruler.
Is it a king? No,
There is no king.
I didn't ask that.
Yeah. So
Okay.
the court
I gotta
is the ruling body. What is?
Yes, you could say that.
I got a good question for you, Ben.
Mm-hmm.
If I combo Cloak Nimbus in with a spell, does it make the spell harder to detect, or could it be such?
Could do that. Could do. Let's see. Fine. Do. Flare. Spell. If the spell subject takes any action that causes her nimbus to flare, such as allowing it to do so when casting a spell, allowing.
It's more meant to be cast on mages to make them not beacons.
Yeah. I would say that would work, yeah.
Okay.
Or at least
I
it
got a
would
quick
provoke
one.
clash of wills if there's something trying to see the things that you do.
Thanks. Okay. Gnosis 6, Forces 5. Okay, primary factor, duration. Let's see here. So I'm going to try and combine 3 spells. And
Alright.
these are really pushing what the spells are allowed to do. So, okay. So I want to combine invisibility, control sound, and cloak nimbus into a spell that let's see here. Will let us have food disappear when we bring it into our faces.
That's amazing.
And then we just drop it back on the plate or something, or like never actually take. You can just set the fork back down and it's empty.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
I mean, they're gonna know there's a spell, but whatever. Fuck it.
That seems like you could make it work. Yeah.
We're trying to find out.
I mean, where's the food go? Is the thing.
It's invisible, soundless, and still on the plate.
Oh, okay. So you just pick it up and you like, and then you put it
Thank
back.
you it, and then put the fork back down with the food still on it. Deposit it on the plate.
All right.
Yeah. Yeah. Something like that. If I could combine a force spell, this is why I was asking. I was going to make them weightless, but I can't do that, so. It's
Okay.
fine. Anyway.
That's legit. Go for it.
Okay, so duration. Control sound. Oh, good. They're all duration. Excellent.
Nice. Is that better? Because I.
It's like a reach to convert
Oh.
Yeah.
primary factor.
Mm-hmm.
Potency probably doesn't matter. Okay.
Probably not.
So it's -2 dice for each additional spell, right?
Yep. So -4 dice from that.
Okay, and it's only a reach if you're converting spell factor.
Correct.
Okay. Casting combined spells is actually pretty easy.
Also, I mean, just keep in mind using any of your yantras may be obvious.
Yeah, let's not do that.
You're not going to use any yantras.
Mm,
I don't know if
No.
you have any yantras that are subtle enough to work well. But
Bard magnet, a heart.
yeah, you could kind of just sort of fiddle with that under the table and use that.
I guess. We'll see if I need it or if I feel like I need it.
Yeah.
It's not going to be very high potency. I'm just going to say that. much.
Yeah. not necessary to
So yeah, I'm just making small talk with this lady sitting next to me, trying to figure out the government here.
Mhm.
Like, so what is the government? The hierarchy, monarchy. What the fuck? What do you? How do you? Who's in charge?
We are the court.
Well, yeah, I suppose. Is there meetings?
The court has rules. We follow those rules. That is all.
Who enforces those rules?
We do.
Uh, 3 successes.
Okay. You
I
cast
have
that spell.
no idea how I'm going to communicate this to Ray.
Why don't you go ahead and give me a prime and gnosis roll?
Uh-oh. Somebody's watching me.
Somebody's watching you?
You don't just make Clash of Wills for no reason.
Oh, right. I didn't hear. I
Uh-oh.
didn't hear the Clash of Wills part. Because that's kind of why I was talking with this person, was to distract her.
Yeah, I mean, she seems to be paying attention to you.
Yeah.
Actually, she's not really looking at you. She's looking out over the assembly of people.
Yep, and I don't actually know this Clash of Wills. I'm just. Anyway, I got 2.
All right.
It's not
Sounds
a good
good.
one. Not good. That's not good.
Yeah. So, yeah, she answers most of your questions in that sort of cut, short sort of way. Great.
Oh,
But,
and she what?
she answers most of your questions about that in the sort of short sort of way, just like the
Okay.
court. The court has rules. We follow the rules. We enforce the rules.
Okay. So,
The food is ready.
all right.
She says, kind of like looking back over towards the door. A couple seconds later, the like a little side door opens as a number of people sort of step out into the room. With them, there is sort of a man with like a rose petal masquerade mask and a coat kind of similar to what you're wearing, Amadine.
Okay.
This sort of like long black hair pulled back into like a ponytail on his back, and he is followed behind with a trio of other people who are stick out quite a bit more than the guests. These appear to be like servants, most likely. One of them is this sort of like older looking man with like a dark, like a long beard, like wrinkly skin, kind of hunched over, with like sort of salt and pepper beard and hair. Another is a woman who appears to be made out of like obsidian. Her skin is like cracked and sort of slightly translucent like that. You can see like the tips of her fingers are like glowing slightly with heat. And then the third one is a large sort of lumpy man with like dark, almost like bruised looking skin. And they each carry a massive like dinner tray with a dome on it. The older man in front is having a bit of trouble carrying it, but no one seems keen on helping him.
I'll help him.
You're gonna get up from your seats and help him?
Is he a human?
Yeah, I mean, he appears to be more or less human, yeah.
Sorry, what's he carrying?
He's carrying like a massive like dinner tray with like the dome on it.
And does it look like he's like it's gonna topple kind of thing?
Yeah, he's like
Yeah.
teetering back
Yeah,
and
I'm
forth
gonna
a
help
bit.
him. In case like I don't want that
Okay.
food to fall, kind of thing.
You get up from your chair. As you push the chair back, it goes across the floor.
Oh yeah,
And
fucking
you-
make a scene.
Step down from the top table and kind of like put your hand on the tray to steady it, and he looks at you with like an expression of absolute terror. As
Don't worry,
he
old
just
man.
looks at you for a second, and then like looks back at the table. Sort of like pauses. You help him guide the dish onto like one of the sections of the main table. The other two place their dishes incrementally down along it.
All right.
And as he puts the dish down, he kind of like moves over to the side of the hall, along with the other three, who both sort of stand a ways apart from each other. As they do that, the man with the ponytail kind of claps his hands, and a small group of like these other servants. They seem similar to Joey. They're very like flighty and quick,
Mm-hmm.
like sort of dark skinned, with sort of like tattered rags. They quickly sort of like move about, beginning to like serve portions of the meal onto plates and stuff. The first meals, of course, to be doled out are given to you guys at the head table.
So
the
I'm not. I'm gonna be looking up a bunch of the stuff, the numbers for it. But I want to cast like fucking reverse age on that old man.
Oh, okay.
Ah,
Yeah, well, okay, we'll get to that.
Yeah.
Did you say you wanted to cast prophecy too? Sorry.
No, I was thinking about it, but like I'm probably being watched. So and
I
that's
mean,
is that a fate spell?
it is well, no, it's a time spell.
Ooh, okay. So that they might not be able to fucking mess with. Because I was thinking, like,
Who
what if
can
I
say?
cast a fate spell and they fucking like they know for one, and then they also like mess with it. So I'm getting
Yeah.
false information. But yeah, since it's a time spell, I might cast that. But that'll still be in a second.
Yeah, so I'll describe the
Yeah.
three main dishes that you are being presented as they appear. So
I
the
will
first one,
lean over and say something to Gray, but go ahead.
Okay.
okay. The first one seems to be it's like a giant, uh, like beehive that is revealed when the plate comes off. This is the old man's.
Okay.
Um, and you see there are like sort of like rivulets of like scorched honeycomb um, that are sort of come down, kind of like an erupted volcano. Um, and at around the like the base of the plate, there's this kind of like sauce that also sort of drizzles down the side, and it kind of like sizzles and smokes a little bit with little like glowing uh, fragments of like almost like little embers that are perpetually glowing within.
Oh man,
This kind of
it
like
looks good.
faintly shimmering, like green uh, liquid. You see thinly sliced discs of some kind of like reddish, either like fruit or vegetable. It kind of looks like beets.
Mm-hmm.
The color of beets, and those are sort of like garnished over the top of the beehive, along with some berries that actually look kind of familiar to you. They are the berries that you, some of the berries that you took from that beast in the Eternal, the little like mana berries.
Oh, okay.
Um, and then there is a little like, there's like sort of a bowl of what seems to be soup that has this kind of like brackish gray texture to it, um, with what seems to be like snail shells floating in it.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so that's the first dish, which you guys are given there's sort of like a plate that's put before you, which has like a cut of the beehive with like the sauce slopped over it and a bowl of the soup.
Wow.
And then the second one is a massive sort of like stew, it looks like, which has a similar sort of like greenish color, although there's sort of like the swirls of like sort of like almost purplish mixing through it. And oh no, yeah, of course the top is also it's like this sort of islands of like some kind of crust of like it's kind of hard to say exactly. It's almost looks like bread, or maybe like the crust of bread only.
Hmm.
Which is kind of like multicolored. It's sort of like brownish, uh, bluish color, brownish, bluish, whitish.
Weird.
And you also see like little molten like what appears to be like molten fragments of metal that are just like floating around and sort of like sliding around the top of the liquid. Um,
This is. I'm just like looking at this stuff. I'm like, holy, is this even edible?
Yeah. It's like
not
the
entirely
first
sure.
one. The first one you said sounded okay, but it
Um,
just. Mm.
is also a few bottles of this sort of like translucent, kind of like pearlescent looking wine, um, sitting with that one, as well as a case of cigars. And that was the Obsidian Woman's dish.
Hmm.
And then the third one is a um, what seems to be okay, so imagine like a giant bumblebee where it's like its thorax, the bottom part, or no, abdomen's the bottom, is a beehive.
Hmm.
And it has a bunch of sort of like holes carved through it, and there you see these sort of like tendrils of what seem to be like spinal cords or like brain stems, like nerve like filaments, sort of like stretched and like wrapped around it in this very like artistic sort of way. Surrounding this and sort of like inside of it, there are these little sort of clusters of fruit that are like smoking and sparking, and there is what seems to be like a sort of bowl of sauce up to the side that has it's kind of similar to the soup in that there's some like snails in it, but it seems to be this like brilliantly glowing green liquid that's kind of just sort of slopping about by itself. Also, the giant bee seems to still be alive.
Oh, of course.
It's like twitching a little bit.
Oh my god, this is not normal mortal food. I mean, human mortal food anyway. I
So you are each given a small like or like a portion of each of these dishes set out in front of you, quite expediently. Pretty much like as soon as you sort of take the time to absorb what the fuck, you kind of like look down and there are like 3 small plates with a portion of each dish sort of arrayed out in front of you.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so as they were bringing it over, I wanted to lean over and sort of whisper to Gray, be like, oh, I had how I was going to phrase it so well earlier. Be like,
yes.
let me excuse me.
Let me cut your beehive for you. I've experienced.
Let me try it first. If it seems off, we can like I don't know, give it back to the plate or something.
Okay. I gotcha.
The man with the ponytail moves and sits down next to Amadine in the empty seat. He was the guy who came in with the cooks.
Oh, I see.
And was sort of like instructing the servants around to serve things.
I see.
Who they continue to like portion out pieces to give to each one of the court members. At this point, the 4 of you at the head table have been served.
We've been served.
You've been served.
Yep. And Sam is like waiting for like the late thing because they don't know what the protocol are. I'm just gonna let them do it.
So she kind of like looks towards the both of you and says, "By all means, eat."
Okay.
And
here we go.
Please, we are very interested in your critique.
God damn it. All right.
Yeah, it's unlike anything I've ever tasted.
You have not tasted it yet.
Yeah. Anyways.
Well, that's what I'm gonna. My bad. I'm sorry. That's what I'm gonna say. I thought we had. I would already, because I'm already doing the miming, but I guess.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. So are you going to attempt to actually eat any of this?
No, I'm going to attempt to make it look like I'm eating.
Okay.
So I guess how I set the spell up is oh man. hopefully it works this way. Magic, whatever. Anyways, is like food items that we put in our mouth turn invisible, and then you can put them back. I guess is the plan.
Yep.
Oh. Yeah, we're gonna start doing that.
All right. Which dish are you going to start with?
uh,
So to recap briefly, it was the like sort of like a cake cut of beehive, which now it's close to you. You can see that there are actually like bees inside of it,
oh hell.
which are like roasted and seared, and that has like this sort of weird sauce with like embers in it, and it has a kind of unappetizing looking sort of brackish gray soup with snails in it. That one does have the like sliced beets and mana berries on it, which probably each one of your slices has a mana berry. Um, and then the second one was the stew with the like what seemed to be molten metal and the like weird sort of bark bread crust islands floating in it, along with the wine and cigar, which you are provided with a glass of wine and a cigar, to both of you.
Damn it, you're making this hard to say no to.
And then
Why couldn't you just made it really, like, I mean, the wine and that stuff, because the weird beehive shit, I don't know if I could eat that.
the third one is a cut of the abdomen of the like still living bee, which has the like smoldering smoking fruit in it, and there's like a kind of the glowing green sauce on the side.
Okay. Well, I have no idea how.
What was that?
I have no idea how I'm gonna get this to work. Make it look like I ate a liquid, but so we're gonna try the solids first as like practice.
Yep. Okay.
This is, I don't even know what this is. How do you eat this? I say to the lady.
With the utensils before you, a knife, a spoon, and a fork.
No. I call foul.
Do you require assistance in eating it?
No, give me a second. Listen to me here. This is not human, normal, mortal food. And yet, you have human, normal utensils? This makes zero sense. This is a joke. You're giving us the most ridiculous shit you can come up with to see if we'll eat it.
She kind of looks at you and, like, cuts a piece out of the beehive cake thing and just, like, sort of lifts the mask up a little bit and takes a bite and says, I assure you it is edible. If it is not, then we will ensure that you are not harmed, unduly harmed by its consumption, and the cook will be punished.
If I didn't know that he would probably be punished, I would say something like, he should be punished just for serving me this shit. But no, he would be. Yeah, exactly. So no.
All right.
Now,
Well,
please eat. I am most intrigued to see your opinion.
Oh my god.
Sam
Alright.
is going to like very gingerly like put a chunk of beefsteak in his mouth
Beefsteak.
and then like I don't know. Yep. And then try and like put it back on the plate now.
Okay. Give me a
It's like some sort of deception roll, which I'm sure I'm terrible at.
I'm gonna say like presence and subterfuge.
All right. It's only a -1 if you don't. Nice. All right. Two
Well,
dice.
2 dice.
What's that?
Oh, I got one. I got a success.
Oh
You got a
yeah.
Okay.
I got a success.
You do it. You